Hey guys, Cooper here with another Flight Sim hardware review. Today we are looking at the Rowsfire A101 V3. While Rowsfire sent me this for review purposes, everything is of my own unscripted opinion. The panel comes in a sturdy cardboard box with Airbus themed imaging. It would definitely take some effort for this to get damaged in transit. You can pick up your own for about $79.99 USD outside of any promotions, but for their New Year's sale, just one item gets you 12% off. Shipping to the US is free if you're not in a hurry and can wait about 14 to 30 days, or for 30 USD, you can get it between 5 and 13 days. Opening the box up here, we are greeted with a lot of foam and the owner's manual and other papers. As well as a quick setup card with a QR code to easily access the configuration files. That'll take you to a website where you can download the files needed to work with Mobiflight. Some foam padding covering the top here. Inside of this little paper bag is the unit, but first, USB-A to USB-C cable. It's a soft fabric braided cable, so it should be pretty durable. And now, for the main character of the video itself, the Rowsfire A101 V3 Mini Overhead. Yes, the box is bigger than it needs to be, but even with this panel's small size, it's well protected with foam padding. The outer casing is made of metal with no seams or screws visible. There are two M4 mounting holes on the back side and one USB-C port on the right side. The switches are a bit smaller than I would have thought, but the strobe, landing lights, and nose wheel lights are still a three-way position, while the rest are only two. It was unfortunate to see, though, the no smoking switch was only a two-position switch, despite it being a three-position in the plane itself. It would have been nice to see the passengers' switches all be in three-position. There's also a 3D printed knob for the overhead panel backlighting. Just to be sure we aren't missing anything else in the box, and we're not. Let's go ahead and move on to the configuration files in Mobiflight.
Okay, so to get this to work with the sim, or you want to have Mobiflight installed, which if you're at this point where you're buying hardware like this, if it's not your first one, then you already have Mobiflight. If not, I will include a link in the description to the Mobiflight website where you can download and install it, and it'll kind of show you how to use it and everything there. For the profile that you want to use for the A101, what we're going to do is go to support and go to exclusive resource hub, and this is on the Rowsfire's main website, and I'll include a link down below. So we're going to click on that. You can do the app. I do not use the app, or you can go for configuration files and drivers. There's a bunch that are like pre-configured. So what we're going to do is go to the list, and we're going to look for what we have. This, I think, is the previous one. The model we have is the V3, so we want to click that one. So we're going to click download, and it's going to take us to a Google Drive. Okay, so once we're in the Google Drive, we want to find, the one for the Phoenix. It's not going to be this one, because this one is the A101. If we go a little farther down, we see A101 V3. So we're going to double click that and download, or there's a little download button here. So once we got that, then we are going to, in Mobiflight, click the plus, click from existing project, click the one we downloaded. Now it has a little 1 after it because I've already downloaded it. Great news, we've updated your project worked with a Rowsfire A101 V3. Everything's ready to go. So it automatically recognized it. But that's all there is to it. It's just a simple download the Mobiflight profile, input it into the Mobiflight program, and away you go. So let's get switched over and we'll see you in a second.
Okay. So we're going to showcase this in action during a departure here. And we'll kind of talk about it a little bit after as well. So we'll go ahead and go beacon light on. We'll switch to the outside view. Should see that beacon start coming on, and it'll engage GSX. There it goes. And while we wait for that to get all hooked up and everything, let's go ahead and adjust our time real quick. We'll make it nice and dark out so we can see the overhead as we bring that out. So the backlighting on this actually syncs with the overhead as well. Now this is because this is done with Mobiflight, you can pretty much assign this to any of these things to whatever you want. So if you don't want to use it for what it's labeled for, you can, or you can assign the knob to control all of the integral lighting. You just assign multiple things to this one. So like I have other knobs to the other things here. So this does the pedestal overhead, this does the pedestal integral lighting, or integrated lighting, which I have that on a startup panel down here. But that controls all that stuff. But I could set all of it to just one knob if I really wanted to. Let's try to get seatbelts on as well. Everything's disconnected from the ground. 3013, 5000 initial. Everything is synced up on that. We don't have our rudder pedal set up, so this is going to be a little wonky. What do they want? Southeast spot 11.
Release parking brakes, please.
So they want the parking brakes released. Here you go. Got APU is on with lead. Starting 2. Let's go ahead and turn our wing lights on with the flip of a switch. And every switch is bound like it's supposed to, like when the Mobiflight, when we showed getting that all set up. So strobe to auto doesn't turn it on, but if I turn them on manually all the way, there they are. Just waiting for the have a safe trip message. Just holding up the pin. Should start walking away here. Let's go ahead and turn our nose lights on so we can see that guy's shadow. There it is. Have a good trip. All right. So let's go ahead. Taxi lights on. Runway lights are on. Oh, one of the nuts is loose. So one of the things that I noticed out of the box is pretty much every single one of these little retaining nuts is loose. I've just been using my fingernails to get them tight, but they still just kind of get a little loose. I think they should have done a washer in the back there, because I can kind of back this nut all the way off, and I don't know if you can see that, but you get all the backwash from the light from the backlighting bleeding through it. So maybe they should have put some washers, and that would kind of help eliminate that. There's a lot of backlight bleed along the edge of the entire thing as well. So like along the bottom, I could see it. It's not anything that's too terrible or annoying, but just something to notice. So like even with the nut all the way in, I can still see kind of some of the bleed, which they're still kind of, I don't know. A washer would make a world of difference. And I really don't like how tiny these switches are. I believe it's the same on even like their bigger overhead panels. We'll see eventually if we end up getting one. The knob feels fine. The knob size is fine, but like every single one of these switches is all the exact same shape and size. So the seatbelt and no smoking are only 2 positions, so I do believe the no smoking has an auto, but we can't ever set it to it. Now you could change the binding, so instead of on and off, you could do it to on to auto, which let's pop Mobiflight back up and let's find it. On smoking on. So that's a double bind, so it's a on press and on release. So on release, we'll set it in the drop down here to auto. So that's on. And now it's just to auto, which that's fine too. I like just straight on and off, and I wish Phoenix would change this instead of a no smoking, maybe a no electronics, but we'll show that again, just setting it back. So you just double click on it, go to the on release because that's how it's bound. So instead of auto, we'll go no smoking off, click OK, and it saves it, or you'll have to manually save it. So on and off now, it just bypasses right through it. But let's go ahead and taxi. So parking brake off, we've got nose light to taxi, runway turn offs, nav logo is set to 2 because I like my logo light. Seat belts are on. Let's go ahead and get rolling. A few things I want to talk about. The USB port that they have on here, I think they should have put that maybe on the back instead of on the side. Getting it out of my rig, my feet come pretty close to that, and that's just where I have it set up. Now if you have it set up top, it probably wouldn't be that big of a deal, but even still, it would make it look so much cleaner. Another thing, where they stuck their logo here, I think they could have gotten away with putting like another knob. It's just empty space. We don't want empty space. That's not something, you know, we want as much functionality on our stuff as we can get. One of my biggest pet peeves is how small these switches are. They're just tiny, but for the purpose of what they're for, it actually works. I no longer have to have any of these switches or knobs on my Stream Deck. The Stream Deck is honestly very slowly, with all the stuff as I keep adding, is becoming kind of an obsolete thing for the flight sim. Small switches, but they work as intended. They work for the function of what you're trying to do with them. I just wish they could have maybe gone a little bit bigger with the panel, a little bit bigger on the switches, maybe some different shapes. And the no smoking really should just be a 3 position. I know they have them. The switches don't cost that much more because the strobe is a 3 position, the landing lights are a 3 position, and the nose wheel lights are a 3 position. So one more on there just to have it fully immersive, that honestly would have probably just been a little bit better. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Give it a like and a thumbs up if you did. And don't forget to subscribe, help the YouTube algorithm, all that fun stuff. Until next time, I'm Cooper. I'll see you on the next one.